Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today we're doing lamb. Of course, I bet you knew this was coming. It's Easter time after all, and I need to know if cooking the lamb in the sous vide makes it perfect, because everything else I've done in the sous vide is pretty perfect. So of course I'm gonna try lamb, right? Yes, this recipe comes to us from Foodie and Wine, and it gets great reviews. And it's garlic butter lamb. You guys, I love garlic, I love butter. I don't know if I love lamb, but I like it enough that this is gonna be a great adventure. So if you're ready, let's get started. What you're going to need is 1 leg of lamb, Dijon mustard, chopped fresh rosemary, or you can use the dried stuff, that's what I'm gonna use. Salt, garlic powder, black pepper, and some olive oil for searing. We're also gonna need 1 batch of garlic butter sauce, which I just realized right now I didn't print out. So I'll get that. But let's go. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is start 12 hours before you want your lamb to be done. You're also going to want to go ahead and start your sous vide immersion circulator to about, well, actually, it's up to you what temperature you set it to, because rare is about 115, medium rare is about 125, medium is about 135, and well done is 145. Now, there is some playroom in there, especially since we're gonna sear. So I think that I'm going to set mine to about 115-ish. That way it gives me about 10 degrees to play with when I sear it later, because I definitely don't wanna overcook the meat. So go ahead and get this started. I'm not going to, because it kind of whines in my microwave, kind of whines in my microphone, and I would just prefer to just wait a second until we are all done. So let's start on our lamb. So here I got myself some awesome lamb on sale at Sam's Club for $6.98 a pound, but they had a $5 off coupon. So I only paid about $18 for this grass-fed leg of lamb that is not boneless. Is it boneless? Oh, it is boneless. So this boneless leg of lamb. I'm feeling for the bone, and it says right there it's boneless. Okay, let's get this out and get it started. All right, so the first thing we're gonna wanna do is cut this bad boy out of its package, and then we're gonna pat it dry. Now, if your lamb has the net around it, you can totally leave it on if you want, but we're actually gonna remove it because I want to make sure to get the seasonings all in there. All right, so we're gonna dry it off. All right, with clean, dry hands, we are going to take our Dijon mustard and we are going to paint or rub. If you're using your hands, go ahead and rub it. We're gonna paint or rub it all over the place with the Dijon. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my salt and pepper shakers going. So I'm using the Linker salt and pepper shakers that they sent me. They are our favorite. They're amazing. This is the clean, dirty hand. That's the clean hand. And I'm just gonna continue to salt everywhere. And you're gonna need like a tablespoon of salt. So make sure you salt liberally. Okay, and now we're gonna pepper. We're gonna do the same thing. All right, once you have salt and peppered the whole thing, we're now gonna do the garlic powder. Now, I'm just gonna kind of shake it on. Like I feel, tell me if this makes sense. You should probably mix your garlic powder in with your Dijon mustard. You think? I think that that sounds like a great idea. Because then you're doing 2 steps with one and everything is getting on there evenly. You do that. Mix your garlic powder with your Dijon mustard, then spread it on. Now we're gonna get on 2 tablespoons of fresh or 2 teaspoons of dried. So I'm just gonna guess at what 2 teaspoons is, because it doesn't matter too much how much is in there, just that there is enough. Okay, so before I touch that again, let's get our bag out. And I'm going to take a pair of tongs and I am going to drop my lamb right down in there. Perfection. Okay, let me take care of this. All right, and then we're gonna take this guy out and we're gonna get it sealed up using our vacuum seal machine. So I will bring this guy right over, plug it in, and I'm just gonna seal it normally. I'm just gonna vacuum all of the air out, get it sealed up so that I can get it into my preheated water. Thank you for your service. And back on my counter, it goes right there because I use it all the time. In fact, I just went to Sam's Club and Costco and I'm gonna do a video showing you the haul and how I utilize that machine when buying bulk. All right, it's time for us to get it into the preheated sous vide machine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set my sous vide machine to 115. And the reason is we want it to be medium rare whenever it's all done. But whenever I sear it later, I want to give that 10 degrees difference. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started. And it's already at temperature, so it needs to go ahead and get in now as well. Go. Next thing we are going to do is we are going to get it submerged into our water. And we are going to clip it to the side. And then we are gonna find something to cover this with because this is gonna take 12 hours. And in those 12 hours, we're gonna receive a lot of evaporation. And so I don't want my water level to fall too low. So I'm just gonna get a cover and cover something over the top. You could also use foil or anything of that manner. So there we go. So that's gonna sit there for 12 hours. I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. It has been a little over 12 hours and I thought we would go ahead and get our carrots ready to go and our butter sauce. So how I'm gonna do the carrots today is pretty easy. I'm gonna put all of my cut carrots into the deluxe air fryer. I have them in the basket. I'm going to cut some butter over, whoa, throw some butter across the counter. No. I'm going to cut some butter into this instead of using olive oil because I really love butter on my carrots and I think it will cook just fine. So I'm going to cut this 3/4 of a stick of butter into there. Most of it's going to run off into the bottom of the air fryer, but some of it is actually going to make it into the carrots and that makes me happy. You only live once, right? YOLO. And then we're going to take our fancy salt and pepper shakers and just give some salt to those guys. I'll probably have to resalt them later. That's fine, but I'll at least put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. These are the brand new salt and pepper shakers from Linker. They sent them to me and they're automatic gravity activated. I absolutely love them. They're my favorite. Okay. Into the air fryer, this is gonna go for until they're done. May only take about 20 minutes or so, we'll see. I actually don't remember how long carrots take, but they're small enough, they probably wouldn't take that long. So let's move over here and do the delicious garlic butter, browned garlic butter that Foodie Wine suggested. So I did download that recipe, and like I mentioned, the link to this recipe will be in the info of this video, or you can always find it on my website. But the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna heat our pan to low. And then we're gonna get our butter in. And it'll take a second to melt. The recipe actually asks for unsalted butter. I am using salted butter, so I'm going to omit some of the salt that it asks for, but not all of it. All right, once that butter is melted, we're gonna add everything else. So let's go ahead and add our salt. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and give that a good whisk just to see if I can break that up a little. Okay, we need to add the real garlic too. And it says we want 2 tablespoons of real garlic. So why we need garlic powder when we use real garlic as well, we'll never know, right? And 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So we're just gonna give that a good mix and we're gonna let it cook together for about 5 minutes. All right, I suppose, I don't know when the garlic butter is done, but I suppose we're kind of like confying the garlic a little bit because it's not really boiling and it's not burning, so we're just gonna call that garlic butter done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer it to a small bowl because I'm gonna use this to sear that. And we're gonna use the brand new tongs from Pampered Chef. These guys are gonna help me flip that guy over. All right, and out it comes, and I have a towel here to catch that water. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and start our pan. We're gonna turn it to the highest possible so that it will do its thing. Here we go, we're gonna open up our lamb. I'm so excited. So this is fully cooked, but it is at the rare state. So we're just going to bring it to sear all over. All right, we are sizzling. So let's pour in our olive oil. The directions say that you want a ton of olive oil. You want it to cover the whole bottom of the pan. So I'm just gonna continue to add this until it covers the entire bottom of my pan. So we're gonna take our awesome tongs here and we're just going to set it right down inside. And we're gonna leave it there for about a minute. So I'm looking at the timer right now for 1 minute per side. And there's many sides to this, so 1 minute. Woo, let's go ahead and get this off. And out of the pan, and oh my. Okay, and I don't know if we're supposed to let it rest or not, but I let it rest for just a couple minutes. And now we're going to cut into this and see how we did. And then we're gonna taste it. See how it tastes. You ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. Right, here we go. Let's get some slices. Oh. Look at that. Look at how perfectly done that is. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have some happy people on my dinner table tonight. Wow, all the way through. This, I was gonna say, call it prime rib. That's how beautiful it is. This lamb is perfectly cooked, edge to edge. That is fantastic. I can hardly believe that that lamb is so perfectly cooked from the beginning to the end. You know how usually you have that really well done end? No, look at the end. This is the end piece. Perfectly medium rare. Oh my goodness, I am so impressed with how the sous vide did this. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me right now? Look at that. Wow. And I'm going to just spoon some of these carrots right onto my plate, along with our beautiful lamb that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness, that is the prettiest lamb you ever did see. That is simply fantastic. I mean, like, seriously, like, that is the perfect color. That is the color you want your lamb to be when you are eating lamb. That is amazing. I don't know how to present it, but we'll just do the best that we can for the thumbnail, right? I'm not very good at thumbnails. So, yeah, maybe a little more carrots. And then a sprinkle of parsley. And the garlic butter. There we have it. Easter dinner is now ready. I have a knife and no fork. What am I, a barbarian? Now I have a fork to try my delicious sous vide lamb. Takes a little time, 12 hours to be exact, but I have perfectly cooked lamb every time. Well, this is my first time, but this time. I'm pretty sure that's the best tasting lamb I've ever eaten. I don't know about the flavors. The garlic butter is awfully strong, but the lamb itself is so tender and so flavorful. That's a good Easter dinner. Oh man. All right. If you're not a fan of lamb, this might change your mind. If you were to put this in front of me and not tell me it was lamb, I don't think that I would know. I would just think it was a really different tasting steak. But yet I could tell that it's not steak. How weird is that? Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna eat one more bite and then I'll wrap this up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So a couple of years ago, I did Chef John's pomegranate molasses lamb, and I thought that was exceptional. But sous vide lamb, you guys, that tops everything. The flavor that you can impart into this in just a short amount of time, this is definitely worth your effort and definitely worth an adventure. If you have lamb to cook this season, put your own seasonings, your regular, whatever you like to put on your lamb, put that on your lamb, get it in the sous vide, get it under the water and get it cooking to your precise temperature. And you guys, I think that I think that your mind will be blown just like mine is right now. I did not expect this to taste as good as it tastes. This tastes so good that I'm pretty sure that I could get people who don't like to eat lamb on a yearly basis at Easter time. All right, you guys, well, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure. I found this one in Costco. I was like, oh, it's lamb season. I need to do lamb. And here we are. So if you have any ideas for me, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, you guys, I will see you on the next adventure. Bye.